Off. So, a wonderful good morning, good evening, good afternoon, somewhere in the world, but definitely good. We are so excited and happy to have you with us. We see that few more people are joining, so we'll start and they will join. We'd love to be on time. So, a wonderful welcome to many familiar faces, people we've known for many different workshops and sessions, people from also this webinar series. And also, if this is your first time with us, a wonderful welcome. This is our tribe space and everyone's welcome. I'm just seeing in the chat, we have Greece, we have Rhode Island, Canada, Turkey, Philippines, Israel's in the house, Poland's in the house. So welcome wherever you're from, Japan, Singapore. It's amazing to be, I'm always saying it, but even if for the next 60 minutes we have the opportunity to be together in one space from all over the world, just to feel this energy is amazing. And I also feel in a world where somehow some sources are trying to divide us, to make us feel different, separated, and bless you, then that we can be for 1 hour together all over the world with the same vision. Probably we're all givers, thinking about others. It's amazing. My name is Marek Wardęski. I'm I have two roles in points of view, and I'll introduce points of view in a minute. Uh, on one hand, I'm a points of view lead master, so on the facilitation stream, I'm one of the I went high in the facilitation role, and it's very important for me, the role of being a point of view facilitator, delivering experiences and workshops that touch people. And again, it's thanks to the method. There are still times where people come to me after many years and say, thank you for the question, thank you for the card. So I feel this is really a big and important part for me. Secondly, I'm also excited because I'm leading the points of view professional development, and together with me, this development team supporting points of view is Rina and Orly. Rina will introduce yourself later. Orly, say hi in the chat, please, because we have a lot of good content today and I want to jump into the content. And Rina is my timekeeper, so she will tell me when I am overstepping it. And I'd like just to say a few words about points of view for those of us who are here for the first time. And this is the tricky part about sharing 10 different screens. Okay. Points of view. Over 16 years of experiential, creative tools, method, workshops, and points of view is all about creativity, inspiration, insights. What I really love about points of view, and maybe it's also going against the stream in today's reality, that points of view is not about giving you answers. I know that there are many methods where, like ChatGPT, we had a webinar on digital AI where we pop in the question and we get an answer. So points of view is definitely about giving you answers. Points of view is its strength at the core is about asking questions to inspire you to find your own answers. And it's inspiring, it's liberating, but also at times it can be scary. And the processes that points of view is built upon is experience, playful, deep, designed to awaken curiosity, shift perspectives, and unlock human potential, both personally and professionally, over 30 languages. And just to say one thing, the language changes, the images don't. It's another source for us, I think, of being proud that we can say that it works. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, what culture, using images, metaphors, stories works. We need to translate the words, and the words do have a meaning, but the photos and images are relevant for all of us. Over 147 countries with our trainings, workshops, over 2,000 facilitators all over the world, and a lot of participants touched through the many years working for the biggest companies. And this is our Right Brain Revolution series, where our invitation to everyone here is to bring a shift in facilitation, to bring something new, to exactly not bring answers, but to bring questions. And probably many of us here are guilty, I'm definitely guilty of it, is we have exactly the seeking to find more. We don't feel we have enough knowledge, so we get one certificate. And then we feel that maybe this wasn't enough. I still cannot stand my ground, so I'll take another certificate and I'll take another course and I'll continue with more courses. And again, there's nothing bad in getting a lot of courses and a lot of learning, wisdom. But on the other hand, we can also fall, and behind us can be a whole wall of certificates, and we still feel that there's not enough, that we need to find, that we need to continue to move and search. And for today, really our invitation, the four pillars of delivering a transformational experience are not about learning more. We believe that you all have it here, you have it inside of you, and it's more about this rediscovering it inside of ourselves. It's maybe naming some things that work for us, and maybe it's also to again reorder, rename, reshape, and think where I need to look, where I need to pay attention more. So, if it's okay, we'd like to start today by checking how you are by asking a simple poll question. And the question is, what part of you leads your facilitation? When you think about you as a facilitator, and again, if you're not facilitators, it can be more coaching, it can be more leadership, but what drives you? The mind, the heart, the body, or imagination? And again, if all of them are present, which one is the most profound? Or maybe which one is your most common one that you use? I'm looking at the numbers. I feel like an auction. We have 64% answering. Maybe I'll get it to 75, or am I being greedy? Okay, I got 76% and it's still rising. So thank you so much, everyone, for answering. 80% I wasn't expecting. I'm going to give one last minute just to see, because I see that the numbers are still rising. 85%. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. 85, that's where we stopped. I'm ending the poll. And let me share the results. So in the room, we have 26% of us said that what leads my facilitation is the mind. 51 said that I'm facilitating from the heart. Interesting, only 5% of us said that I'm using the body, and 18% with the imagination. Interesting. I mean, it's wonderfully that we are leading from the heart, but I am surprised that body only 3%. I'm wondering, Rina, you want to share anything those numbers make you think, feel?
First of all, it's nice to know that there is nothing maybe more dominant than the other, although we see a lot of people facilitating from the heart. Maybe the biggest question is, what does it mean to facilitate from the mind, from the heart, from the body? Maybe it's not clear yet.
Maybe it's not, and maybe through this 1 hour we'll inspire you to facilitate using all four of them, to not forget the mind, to not forget the heart, to not forget the body, and definitely not to forget the imagination. So, before I move on, I do want to invite you to think, exactly as Rina said, when you're looking at the question to yourself, when I said mind, heart, body, imagination, what it meant for me. Which one do I feel I'm not using at all? Which one I feel is really missing? Or maybe which one inspires me? Which one I'd like to invite more? And I'm just seeing that the chat is a wonderful comment exactly about the certificates. From a certain point onward, knowledge comes from doing, not studying. I think at each moment it's the balance of finding where we want to go. So let us start our journey with the four pillars and the right brain advantage and what we'll explore today. So, what we have planned is to share again our perspective. The good thing about points of views, we're not saying we have a monopoly on wisdom. We're not saying that there's only one key to facilitation. We are sharing our perspective from our side. This is what works, this is what makes the impact. So, we'll share what we think, what we feel right brain facilitation is all about. Then we'll share the four pillars of transformational facilitation. And finally, we'll have a live practice with our virtual digital game to give you a glimpse of using points of view and empowering true change. So that's a lot to do. And looking at the time, we only have 50 minutes left. So let us continue. What is right brain facilitation? We feel it's a method that activates emotion, imagination, and intuition, symbolism, and sensory experience to create transformation, not just information. For us, the right brain facilitation comes from integrating the left side, and I'll talk about the left brain side. It comes from integrating learning, but there's something more, the emotion, imagination, intuition, to feel, to experience, so that it sinks. We like to use the metaphor that it sinks into us, that it doesn't just stay in the head level, but to think about like water, that it's going deeper and deeper. And as we wrote in the quote, it's not about knowing more, it's about feeling something that moves us. And a hypothesis that we are going to test today is that we remember things, we remember workshops, we remember experiences because we felt something. It's not about learning something, but it's that something touched me. I felt it, and this is why we remember it. And I know that in many cultures, I think especially in the Western Northern Hemisphere, we are talking that we are all analytical and it's numbers and logical thinking, and that's the way forward. But unfortunately, we cannot forget that our brains are more emotional. We react to emotions, we remember better with emotions, so we can try to pretend that we are very analytical, but I think it's if we're just focusing on one side, we are killing something much more. And what's important for us, it's also not to say that one is wrong. We need both sides. We just called it the right brain because we already have enough focus on the left brain. So if you think about the brain, we have two sides. There's a concept of a right brain and a left brain. And when we talk about the left brain, we talk about logic, analysis, words, numbers, order, structure. So the left brain is about logic, analysis. I don't know how to say it in a non-judgmental way, but not emotional. It's the analyzing part. It's very word-oriented, action-driven, and we have the right side. And the right side of us is about emotions. It's about metaphors. We have images, intuition, creativity, and body awareness. So this is the two sides, and I don't know, do you agree with me? You can write in the chat. We feel that a lot of facilitation, work-oriented group, we are focusing on the left side. It's about the teaching, especially in organizations. We talk about KPIs, numbers, and we don't give the room for the emotions, images, creativity. And what's important, it's to look at the both sides, that this is what type of thinking, what type of processing the brain processes, but it doesn't mean that I am only using one side of the brain, because I want to give an example. If you're doing a maths puzzle, when it comes to the creativity of thinking, I need to use the right brain. And when I need to calculate what's the right number, I need to use the left brain. So it's not that, okay, now it's maths, learning, I'm using the left side. It's to use both sides. Because in most tasks, we need the creativity and we need the logic. And this is what we are going to be inviting all of us to do. It's to connect. It's to use both sides. But the left brain, because we are taught from a young age that this is what we're looking for, because in school we are graded on the left side, not on the right side. So we want to give that bridge to connect, to build, and connect. So what is this right brain? So what does this right brain facilitation create? First of all, we want to create a space for surprise and personal insights. Remember the hypothesis. If I felt it, I will remember it. So if I'm surprised, I have a space for insights, it will be easier for me to connect, to take it, to use what I learned. Right brain facilitation also creates emotional safety and resonance. Again, if I want to talk about personal insights, moments of surprise, I need to feel safe. I need to allow myself to put my guard down. The logical thinking also feels safe. That's what's expected from us. That's what we know what to answer. So we need to first build safety. And I think we're always giving the example if we are working in an organization and our manager is for, let's say, 1 year, very left brain. I only want the numbers, the tables, the figures, the data, the KPI. Even if after 1 year he suddenly will ask me, how are you feeling? I'm not really going to reply to that question. I mean, I'll reply in a very okay, safe way because I'm also not used to it and I'm not going to have an expectation or trust to now open up. So it's again about building relationships, building trust, bonding, and right brain facilitation we are creating spaces to bypass the intellect. And again, it's not from a bad side because we need our intellect. But remember, I'm always saying it. I think those who've heard me know it. Our minds are amazing calculators, computers. If we think about the tons of data we are processing every moment, but that brain has to help itself. So it's also working on patterns. You know how many things we do because we already have a perceived pattern. This is what's going to happen. And it's same with answers. With answers are coming from the logical left side, logical side. I'm gonna answer from the point of knowing because it's not taking an effort from me. I don't have to dig. So that's why we are using the right brain facilitation is to have that bypass. So I'm not answering the question in the same way that I'm used to. And remember, the brain is answering the questions in the same way because it feels safe. It wants to protect energy. Everyone says growth happens outside of the comfort zone, and we agree about it. But you have to remember that the brain, we may say it, I want to grow, but how many of us really want to grow? You know, we go to the first obstacle, it's not for us, I'm not sure, I already know. And again, to think about it from a good side, our brain is trying to protect us because standing on the edge is risky and scary, so why go there? So we need to play, we need to have some movement so that we can go to emotions, we can connect with something inside of us to bypass the automatic responses. Because we want a transformation, right? Brain facilitation is about creating transformation that lasts. Because we'll go back to what we said. I can collect certificates, but if it's on a knowledge level, it stays on a knowledge level. And something we believe and point of our way of working in points of views, we believe in less is more. In a sense, we prefer that you have one experience, even when we're teaching you the method, that you have one experience, but you feel it. Because when you feel it, you'll remember it, you'll want to come back to it, you'll know what it does. If we'll just teach it, it stays on paper, theoretical, but we don't have that connection. And quoting the amazing Brené Brown, we can only change when we are willing to get uncomfortable and feel. And also to take it easy. Even when we know it, we still don't want to feel. I mean, who likes feeling crap? I mean, I don't know. If you talk about me, even when I'm feeling bad, I know from the higher self, it's for my good. Yeah, but in that moment, it feels shit, and I don't like to stay in the shit, even though I know it's good. It's also to allow us that we need to embrace and jump to go in there. This is our take on right brain facilitation. And just to say a sneak peek, this is just the beginning, and we are talking about our business trainer certification program, that this is what we teach there. It's to teach how to facilitate in the right brain way, how to go to organizations that you feel that you have enough support, knowledge, tools in your toolkit that you can teach the emotions, that you can teach through the experience, that you will enter organizations and leave a profound impact. And they will come saying, we want you back because we felt something. It was different. We spoke. And it's like a language course. The BTC, this is why it lasts few months. We'll talk about it more later, so stay with us. But it's like a language course. We learn the basics, we learn the grammar, and then we practice to speak fluent, to speak the language of the right brain, to speak the language of emotions, transformation, experience, and also to step into the unknown. Because this experiential workshops have this amazing thing that Rina's going to show us, that you also need to trust yourself, because it's not a lecture, it's an experience. So we never know where it goes. And we also need to be daring to go there. Serena, I think I called you. Time to sail.
Yeah, I know. And I'm thinking about what you're saying, that we're going to teach others how to use this ability. And maybe for me, another point of view, it's not about how to teach them to let this right brain to be more available and up to the surface. It's how to allow it, because all of us has those both sides. But when are we allowing it to be the one that moves us and motivates us and connect us? And maybe this is exactly but what we're going to do right now together, because until now, Mark took us to the logic, to make sense, to why to use it. Everything is structured and ordered, right? But where is the right brain that we're talking about? So we're going to do an experience together. We're going to use an amazing tool that we have, which is not only physical, but also digital. So we can work with it with people that are not near us, like right now, when you're doing Zoom facilitation, whether it's one-on-one sessions or a group session, it's called Speak Up Digital. And it's an amazing opportunity to speak, first of all, with ourselves, with our inner parts, but also with others, and to share. So we're going to do something special. I will explain, and then Marek will send you the link and we will show you what we're going to do with it. But what we're going to do is we're going to present you one question that will be relevant today for all of us. And you can take it from any field that you want. But then to that same question, you will choose three different, I will say, answers, which means three different cards. And we will see what happens when one question resonates in me in three different options and angles. So, Mark, if it's okay, you can stop this sharing and maybe share the screen of our digital process. I know it's tempting, and I know that if I will send it to you right now, you will go there. So please stay with me. We will show you how it works, and then I promise I will give you enough time to try it yourself. So Mark will share the screen in a minute.
So just to say,
Yeah, how small it can be, Mark, right brain, but we still need it. So you can just log in just as a guest, even for today. This is the last one. Just click it, write your name, and then it opens up. You have the process. The carousel will move to the left. I'll just have to push the Let's Start button. And then I have a question in front of me. And the question says, what's important for me? And again, it can be from any area in your life. Maybe it's a general question. Maybe it's something in a relationship that you're working on right now, or something that you're struggling. Maybe it's a professional question. Maybe it's an emotional one. I don't know. Whatever touches you. And you know what? Maybe you don't even know where you are going. Remember, the process will take you anywhere it needs to go. I'm just thinking about the question, what's important for me? And then I want to choose cards. But today, I'm not picking a card when I can see all of it and I'm saying to myself, okay, this one I want. I'm going to let the random part help me, and maybe somehow the card will choose me. So we have several options of how to choose those random cards. Mark will show us a few of them. So the first one, Mark, I'm just clicking
The first one is
on the
by
card.
dragging the card.
Ta-da! And then it appears.
The second option is this is what you will see it when you work on a big screen. If you're working on a small screen tablet, you may not see the circle, but then you can just click on the card. And we have a special button here called random card. So click the random card and accept.
Okay. So we're going to send you the link. And all I'm asking you for right now, just to choose the first card. You don't need all the three of them right now. Just make sure that you have one random card. So I'll give you a minute just to click on the link, to write yourself as a guest, to see that everything opens up. By the way, it will be really nice to see your faces. You know, it's amazing that 51 of us are facilitating from the heart. And maybe we need to see your faces, to see your hearts, to see your energies. So it will be nice for us instead of black screens. So thank you for showing up, for coming in, bringing yourself and your bodies. Maybe, Marek, this explains the 3% of the body.
Yeah, exactly. Now we understand.
So just open the link. You have the question already in front of you. And
It's
just choose
working.
one random card. You don't know why it came to you today at this specific moment, but it's in front of you. And if someone has any issues digitally or some other option, just let us know and we'll figure out a way of showing you maybe or choosing a card for you. Anyone has an issue? No. Amazing. And if someone is shy, Mark, maybe we can share the screen and just choose one photo. And if you don't have an option to choose, this will be your photo.
So as you
Mark,
see,
choose a
it's a
good one.
blank
Choose it.
space.
Okay, we have issues that someone cannot choose. So what Mark is choosing for you right now, this is the card. Mark is going to be very careful. Amazing. So we have one card. And if you don't have options, this is your card. The child with a bicycle on the street. Okay. So we're going to stay with this photo and we're going to pause for a moment and to observe it. And I know, although I haven't seen all your faces, that maybe from the moment the photo appeared, you had already a reaction. So what kind of a reaction you had? Was it something you thought? Or maybe something you felt, like an emotion or a physical feeling? So what was the first reaction to the card that popped on your screen? Whatever it is, it's okay. I'm just asking questions. You are answering to yourself. We will talk about it later, but just resonate with the questions that I'm asking. They're here to broaden your perspective, maybe to see something else. So let's start with the objective. What do I see? What are the objects in my card? Just looking with my eyes, searching, exploring. Maybe everything is clear for me and I understand it. But maybe some elements are not clear and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe no matter how I'm searching and going through the card, I'm going back again and again to the same point, to the same thing. So what is it? That's it catching my attention? And why I'm observing that? Mark, can you share the link again to the process in the chat? What do I think about the photo? Do I like it? If I like it, because of what? Maybe it's something about the colors, the elements, the story that I can see there. Or maybe I don't like it at all. Because of what? And when I'm asking myself, how do I feel? Not what do I think, what I feel when I'm observing this card. What comes up? And take a minute to write down for yourself how this card and everything that came up just from my questions and your observing can say something about what is important for you. I'm just repeating the question. What else I can learn from my own card about what is important for me? And just write it down for yourself. It's just for you. You don't have to share. Write in your own language, whatever comes to you. This is your process. And I'm going to be quiet for 3 more minutes. And this will be your time to choose 2 more cards again, randomly, the same way you chose this one, and to do the same process, which means to ask myself question, to really observe it, to see what comes up. Objectives, colors, connotations, memories, other senses, and how each photo gives me another perspective, another kind of answer about what is important for me. So 3 minutes, just quietly do your own process. If you don't see the link, it's okay. You can just use the 3 cards that Mike chose randomly, and those will be your cards for today. Just let yourself really write down what's coming up.
And we got a nice question. If the same card came up, do we change it or proceed with a different one? Rena, you want to say something about it?
Yeah, I'm just asking myself if I did it randomly and they're coming, or because when we open the card, it's the same card. We need to push the random card. So if you did randomly and the card is appearing again and again, I think this is your card. But if you haven't chose the random one, so it's just a glitch technically. So you know the answer if it happened to you. And anyway, it's your choice to keep the same card or to change it. Everything is open. And also, when you have those three cards in front of you, just ask yourself, maybe there is a connection between the three of them. Maybe something is repeating itself, whether it's in the colors, in the items, in the essence of the card. Maybe they're reminding me something. Photos are just triggers to the deepest levels that we have inside of us. And again, just ask yourself, what can I learn from them about what's important for me? And when I'm understanding what's the message from those cards, is it new? Did I know that this is important to me? Or maybe it's new. Do I have the same message for all three cards? Or maybe each cards bring another importance. So which one is echoing inside of me the loudest? And maybe, Marek, we can stop this sharing. And I can see all of you. And we can talk a little bit about it. We have a few minutes. Because I'm curious what happens when I have one question and three answers. Or do I have three answers? Because I have three cards. What happened to you personally? Which card touched you more? And why? And if anyone wants to say something about it, it will be nice to share, to also hear you, not just to see you. Yes, Nancy. You can just unmute yourself and share.
Right. Would you like me to share my screen then?
Yes, you can share your screen so everyone will see what you're talking about.
Yes. When we started, we talked about you don't know how many courses do you need to take and how many times do you have to go to school to learn. And for me, when I picked the first one, it's my question that pops up for me. When can I rest? There's no place to sit down and just breathe. I mean, I'm on the way all the time. And then in the second one, with the spider and the spider, I don't know, yeah, in the nest.
Waves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of getting lost in all my knowledge and I've learned so much. So when am I gonna focus and pick out the most important so that I can sit down and rest and find my seat? And by looking at the wood, I was thinking I need to go out and be in the nature, because in nature I reconnect with myself, I breathe, and I can clear my mind. And then the last picture with the drums and the hands and the silver bracelet, it was like that's where the action is. When I have managed to find my focus and been in the nature, I will be ready to, you know, go out and be visible.
Be invisible.
Yes.
Interesting. So when you're looking at three of them together, because they're like a full picture, what can you see that is repeating itself? What's important for you?
For me, it's kind of the movement. because of the chairs where I can't sit down. In my mind, I'm moving and I can feel the discomfort in my body. And the same with 2 and 3, with the spider and the hands, there's movement. So that's what's the same in the 3 pictures to me.
You know, it's interesting because I'm looking at the spider web and I'm saying there is a gap between the first board and the last one, and the web is kind of connecting it.
Yes.
So nature, the way I see it, nature connects something that is not connected. By
Yeah.
doing the spider web is something that is being done. It's not naturally there. The spider is doing it. And I'm asking myself, is it relevant?
Yes.
What makes the connection between those solid stuff? Like in the chair, I have solid stuff with nothing in between. And I have those hands waving something on the drum.
Well, what's relevant is that I have everything I need. I just have to connect it, you know.
I have to connect it. So what is important for you, Nancy?
To stop moving and just focus and connect. What's important
Stop
for me.
moving and connect.
Yeah.
Which one of those photos is the stronger one for you? So if you have to choose just one that is staying, I'm taking the others too. Which will be the one?
The spider web is the most.
Spider. Why? To which part it's answering inside of you?
I think it is the wood and the nature, and that it's a solid that I can connect to both the bottom wooden piece and the top bottom. It's like it's solid both above and underneath. So there's always kind of solid ground and connected to nature where I can find peace and strength.
Nancy, is it a logical answer or an emotional one? Check with yourself. You choose the one in the middle. She's the only one in black and white. And I'm asking you if it's a logic choice or an emotional one.
It's an emotional one.
Because which kind of an emotion it brought up?
It's to feel safe and calm, breathing.
To feel safe, to feel calm, they're able to breathe. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So maybe this is my question to all of us who chose to do this process. If I have to choose to be staying with one card in my hand from this process, which one would it be? And why? Why is it touching me so deep? Maybe it's connected to my logic, which means to my mind. Maybe it's connected to the way I feel, to my emotions. Maybe I don't even know, but I feel it in my body. Or maybe the story took me somewhere else and I'm like flying with my imagination. There is no right or wrong. This is the element that touches you. And maybe it has a clue for you. What helps you to make decisions, to take out yourself from spots that you are. And those are exactly the elements that we want to connect when we're talking about right brain facilitation and the 4 pillars that we rely on when we want to build a workshop, to touch someone, even if it's in one-on-one session. What 4 elements are part of our intention? It's not how we facilitate, it's what we bring there. Nancy, you raised your hand again, or? No? So I thought you have a question about it. So we have 4 of them. We're going to go deeper into each and every one of them. I'll just talk about them briefly right now so we can understand all 4 of them. So the first one is talking about the mind, the structure, the logic, the process that I want my participants to go through. The second one will talk about the heart, how emotions connect, how am I allowing them space. The third one is about our body, the way we are present, how we move in the room, what we're doing physically. And the last one is about how we use our imagination when we use our tools like we did right now, and more than that, and how each one of those elements is supporting each other. They are not standalone. We cannot just use one of them if we want to use the right brain facilitation skills. So we're going to go deeper into one-to-one and give you examples also so you can use them. Mike, we're starting with you.
Yes, and the mind, which just as a reminder, many of us use. And I think what's again important for us to say that we are never saying don't leave the mind behind because it's so important in the facilitation. And we anchored the mind firstly to the why, the logical, the structure. Design sessions with a clear why before you choose tools or timelines. I feel again in facilitation, and it feels obvious, but we've experienced so many times we forget. I'm going a session 1 hour, and we already thinking, what questions will I ask? What will I do? And we forget to stop and say, hey, but why am I doing it? What is the outcome? And the right brain revolution, this transformation needs the why. We need to have a structure. We also say in points of view, the magic comes, but there's an Excel sheet behind it. It's designed. We know it's built in. The Speak Up Digital that Rena used, there was an Excel table. It's all created. We know why each element goes in there. So don't forget the mind. And if the business trainer certification is calling you, then firstly from the mind, we have 6 ready to use workshop structures. And again, it's a language. We're using you how to adapt it, adjust it, but you have the structure. But what's important, we are again teaching, not teaching, exploring using the language of the facilitation. We call it building blocks. Again, to help us structure, to help us move, to take in the best elements so we know what to take, what to use, what to move. So it's again about experiencing, exploring this language of using the right brain facilitation. But again, I love me an emotional process, really, but we also need that logical part. We also need that structure. And don't forget your why. Even which why question that I'm using is so important.
I think for me, it's even more than we're not improvising. We know where we want to lead the process. We need this part of the mind. This is why both sides needs to work together. So it's really important to know the why and where I want things to go. And then it looks like maybe a game or a play or something very creative, but it's based on what Mark was telling us about the mind. And then it's taking us to the heart. And it was amazing to see that half of us are saying that we're facilitating from the heart, but it's not about just from where I'm facilitating. It's what I want to allow my participant to connect to. So they will work with their knowledge and they need to understand what I'm talking about. What really moves us, as we just saw even in Nancy example, and thank you, Nancy, for being brave and doing it in front of us, that mostly it touches me somewhere. I'm not even sure where. And then something starts to happen because we know that emotions need time, right? Something happens in life. We're having a conversation with someone. We don't even know what happened. Then we go home, we digest it, and then we understand, yeah, I was upset about something. I didn't understand at the spot why or what's causing it. So if we want to connect the heart, we need to give it time. We need to ask questions that are going to the emotional part and not only to the observing, understanding, getting to know part. So if I'm working with an image, I won't just ask questions about what's visible, it's about what's not visible. It's about how I feel when I'm observing the card. Maybe I have a physical reaction. Maybe it brings up a memory from a different place, from a different time. But this is the important one. The photo is just a tool. Allow time, allow space for it really to take you somewhere. And this is why we really emphasize in any workshop that we have to train people, whether it's the academy or the business trader certification, how to be there, how to be a container, how to lead, how to hold the space, or also emotional parts, or maybe things that can rise up that we didn't imagine that would come or we didn't think are connected, but they just there, waiting for an opening, a crack to come. Mark, if you want to add something.
I'll say we had the mind, and I I have a slightly different perspective in a sense. I feel we do need to improvise in the room because exactly we are holding the space and something can arise and we can know it. But exactly the mind gives me a structure, it gives me boundaries that I know how to work with and where I'm going. So I may take a different path, but at least I know where I'm heading. And the heart is exactly, the spontaneous of taking the left path, of running or jumping or flying. And then we need another language to communicate with the heart. And this is where the body comes. Because again, we feel and we said it's an emotional response. But how do I know it's an emotional response? Because it's coming from the body. The heart communicates through the body with us many times. So it's also important to use it. And again, the body is that, to make it real, also grounding, because the body is physical. The mind is very philosophical. The heart is even more philosophical,
Mm.
but the body is real. The body feels it. If I hurt myself, I feel it. If I'm cold, I feel it. If I'm hot, I'm also feeling. So the body, that's in the end the grounding element. So use stillness, pacing, and breath to shift the room's energy. We pose in points of view. It's the beginning, but again, we do it because we feel that brings mindfulness. Mindfulness, also a very trendy term. And again, research shows mindfulness reduction programs help us reduce stress. They make us more aware. We become more productive. Because again, it's about grounding, feeling. And I like to say it's the doorway to the real, to the here and now. But we also use the body to create engagement, movement, play, physical expression. We will talk about it in a few minutes, being aware of the time, but we need the body. Everything is amazing in the mind, but we need the body in the end. And also in your facilitation, do I have space for the body? And I'm always thinking it connects to the heart. You know how often when someone cries in the workshop room, we give them a tissue to the person. We are rushing to give a tissue to the person. And in the end, it's a sign it's not welcome here. Hide it, remove it, but it's part of us. And in our workshops, and especially also in the business trainer certification, we're also giving that space how to give that presence, how to give that embodied awareness. There's again more research coming, somatic experiencing, it's all coming in the body movement. But again, it's to focus on us feeling, because I can only feel if I have time to connect, if I'm not rushing. And it's also to create, again, using our body, because it's not to forget that in the end, in the workshop room, our body is also the most important tool as a facilitator. And how do I use it? And I'm not going to go into the whole body, language, face, mimics, but it's all there. It's not to forget we have a body. And I feel sometimes, and that's the last thing Rina, I'm saying before handing it over to you, on Zoom, we are used to it that we have a head. And whenever I meet people in real life after Zoom, I say, hey, we have a body. I know
Mm.
what it means to have a body. I think we all know it. When you're in the room, we feel the other person. So
So it's also a tool for us facilitators to see what's going on when we read the bodies in the room, how they react, and what emotions they are showing us just through the gestures or the face or whatever we have there. So the last element, the last pillar that we have is to use our imagination. And in the conventional workshop, this is not part of it because how imagination is related to knowledge. But this is the part that reaches us inside, that triggers and bypass all our protective sides and all other elements. So we are using photos, we are using cards, we're using words, we're using questions. But I think that the part here is to spark this amazing part of in our mind. The imagination is like a muscle. We are working on it in each workshop, in each process. But I think that in this unique toolkit that we invented, and you can see the process right here. By the way, this is a body. We use that also. It's called Click It. And we're using it not only to give people option to choose a card, but also to create something, to bring their own creativity. So a Click It, it's not just a toolkit that I have like in the coaching game, 65 cards, a book or something else. It's a kit that each participant is getting, which means it's taking its home also. It's a present. It's something that I'm working with as a facilitator in the room. It has 12 photos, 8 questions. It has a journal that I can write down, and it's a process. I have questions there. I have places that I can pin note. I have a post-it. I have a lot of things going on for me. So it's not just a card. I can really make my own cards, putting a vision board, representing a relationship, representing my vision as a professional or in my family or whatever I want. But I'm really creating what's inside of me and how it can be represented outside. So not just buying someone else's concept of an image, I'm making it my own. So it's a journey, a present. It's something that really touches, and it's a process that I'm doing with myself. So all those elements of thinking, feeling, understanding, connecting the dots is there. So in our business trainer certification process, you have 3 workshops based on the Speak Up tool and 3 workshops built on the Speak Up tool, and you're also getting it. So it's quite an opportunity. And if we're talking a lot about this business program, it's really an opportunity not to teach you how to facilitate. We know that you have the experience. We know we have all the diplomas on the wall. But what else you can do with it? How you can incorporate those elements, those pillars of the right brain facilitation into your everyday work. And especially most of the people that are coming are working with organizations, with big companies, with mostly people who are most of the day using their left brain, right? So think about the privilege that we have to bring a different kind of perspective, a different kind of experience. What happens when we collaborate the right brain and the left brain? So what's waiting for you?
And maybe just,
Yeah,
Rina, I'll cut in because I feel also to say that we're also, and exactly in this voice, it's not about replacing the knowledge that you have. It's also to enrich that all the certificates, all the methods, all the knowledge that you have, you can incorporate it, you can add it, you can make it juicier if you want. So it's only adding on what you already have, and it's not replacing it, and now it's completely a new path and everything is crossed out. No, you can embody it and it works amazingly anywhere that you need it to.
and maybe it takes you to the next level, combining all of those together. So if it sounds deep, you are right. It's a 40-hour process of online classes with both Marek, me, and amazing ELEs. We have hands-on, we have engaging processes. You are getting 6 full workshop ready to use. You have a book with more than, I say it's about almost 300 pages of how to facilitate what to do, how to bring up your knowledge and to connect it and build your own workshops with those building stones that we were talking about. And everything that you need, marketing wise, is already there. You also get exclusive tools, 32 of those clickets, 4 kinds of concepts that we have. You have the physical Speak Up and also a 1-year unlimited Speak Up digital license. So you can work with your clients remotely and make your own processes. It comes with certification. If some of you are coming from the coaching side and you need the points from SHRM or ICF, you all have it also there, and you have a certification after finishing the practicum with us. We also not leaving you behind, and we're bringing you to a path of success and how to market yourself on the social media, in other places. We're giving you postcards and emails and all the things that you need to spread those good elements all around. And maybe the most important part, and I see faces, familiar one from our BTC programs around here. So we are becoming a global community, and we are really working together, connecting facilitators, working worldwide, learning from each other. And maybe this is the most important part. We have so much knowledge in between us. So we're just looking for opportunities to share and to grow together. And maybe if there is someone from the program that would like to say something from your perspective, so it won't be just us talking.
And I can
Anyone
just
would like
share that the
to
first
share?
cohort, because I still see their WhatsApp group is still working, they're meeting. I don't know how often, but they are continuing their own growth, teaching each other, supporting. So I think the networking is priceless.
And maybe you could say thank you for today, for showing up, for participating, for doing the process, for opening your hearts and your
Nancy, you put your
minds.
hand up.
Well, I just want to say that I'm one of those who's been doing the BTC, the business trainer program, and I don't know how to express myself, but it's been absolutely amazing. And it has given me so much insight, new perspectives, and new opportunities. And as you say, Marek, we do meet. We have speak up groups. We meet every Monday, some of us, and we chat on other groups. So all the support and all the wonderful people you meet all over the world that share from their heart, from their body, from their mind. So it's a gift, and I will recommend it from my whole heart. And Rena and Marek and Yaron and everybody else, they make sure it's a safe space and they challenge us. We're not supposed to use the word challenge, I know, but to move out of the comfort zone, that's where we can meet ourselves on a new level. And it feels safe and it feels, I don't know, it's like you feel relieved or optimistic and creative, all these feelings that occur after you have gone the extra step towards something new, both on the outside, but also inside. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Nancy. So I see that we have questions about registration, and we will send you everything on the email, and you will get all the information that you need. The next one starts in September, and we would love to see all of you there. And you still have questions or anything, you can contact us, and we'll be happy to answer.
Rena?
Yes.
It's Shani.
Hi, Shani.
Yeah, Shani.
Hi. First of all, it was a beautiful session. Hello to everyone, to new faces, to old faces, to people that have just joined us in the last coming days. So it's so exciting. So some of you know me, some of you don't. My name is Shani, and I'm working in the HQ for the last 8 years. Anyone that is interested to hear more information or something wasn't clear in the session, I've just added my calendar and a WhatsApp link to my personal WhatsApp. We can connect there. Rena and Mark and the team know I don't sleep a lot because I work with people from all over the world. So feel free to contact me anytime. And I'm here to support everyone on an amazing journey.
Thank you, Shani.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Last thing, just before we forget, tomorrow, don't worry if you missed anything, tomorrow you're getting an email in your inbox with the links to connect to Shani to talk with her. And again, we're inviting you even just to talk to see what's possible, what's open for you. Tomorrow, there's a new article in the Tribe Space to go deeper with the facilitation, different pillars. There is going to be the recap video, and of course, we're inviting you, for those who want to come, to the last of our Right Brain Revolution webinars. I think it's in 2 weeks and a half, where we will connect all the knowledge that we have, we will bring it together, and we will take it to the practice, to real life, to facilitators who are using it. We will also have the opportunity to meet Yaron, the founder of Points of View. So that's all coming in the next session. So stay tuned for that.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great end of the day, great week. Take it easy.